Well, hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Guys, there is breaking news that is coming in about Manny Collins Jr., and it is much worse than we think. Much worse than we think. And we'll get to it on the other side of this.
So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. Girl, we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. A mind you can't control. Running wild, can't calm down. My head is in the clouds. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this.
Thank you so much, True Crime.
I'm on my last straw. I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeling your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game. And all the words you speak mean nothing more to me. 'Cause I'd start over now.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options, anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is July 9th, 2025. It is currently 8:31 p.m. East Coast of the United States. Is it glitching or is it just you? I don't know, but let me know in the comments. It could be. It might be me. Am I glitching? Hello, everyone. Guys, we've all suspected Manny Collins's father. It's been no secret that he's been the number one suspect. I never thought he would have done it this way. And what we are learning is that he was decapitated. Big old trigger warning about the things that we are going to be watching because it's really, really bad. Really, really bad. And he has been arrested. He certainly has been arrested, but there's a lot of things going on in this case. I know it hasn't been that popular on YouTube, but it's just always been on my heart to do this case, as we should try to do better as YouTubers to represent more people of color and minorities, in my opinion. So here we go.
Hello, we're following breaking news on CBS News Minnesota. I'm Frank Vassalero. We are just learning of an arrest tied to the death of a Metro teenager who was missing for nearly 2 months. Police say Manny Collins' father, Jordan Collins, was arrested today in connection with his...
That is his arrest photo. You piece of
son's death. He is currently in the Anoka County Jail being held on suspicion of second-degree murder. 16-year-old Manny vanished while visiting his father in Columbia Heights on May 8th. His remains were found in an Elk River landfill just over a week ago.
Wow.
Well, of course, keep an eye on this and have the very latest for you here on CBS News Minnesota.
So there's a lot we're going to be talking about here. And, you know, I still can't get over this case of how they found out his phone was in that landfill, of it coming on for 3 minutes, I guess, when a truck or a bulldozer or excavator was pushing all of that trash back, or it was going in the from the trash truck to the landfill. That telephone kicked on for 3 minutes and kicked right back off. I don't know, Cinderella. I don't know. I would have never thought it would have happened this way. Just never. Never in a million years. So I'm going to show you this. If you don't want kids. But that's the thing. Manny was Jordan Collins, Sr., Manny's father. He wasn't really in Manny's life to begin with, up until recently. And the day before, this sticks in my head, Manny was seen crying by one of the neighbors. Woo! And a 16-year-old boy crying in the hallway, and the neighbor just hugged him. And the next day he's missing, and he's been in a landfill ever since. And now we know that his father has beheaded him. Thank you so much, Cindy Lou. Good to see you, baby. Love you so much. 13 months. Thank you so much, honey. And thank you, True Crime with Sweet Melissa. 11 months. Thank you, darling. Good to see you. I feel so bad for his mom. Beheaded, decapitated is the words that they used.
There's breaking news right now. The man arrested in connection to his son's death is officially charged with second-degree murder.
Jordan Collins Sr. is accused of killing his son, Manny. The 16-year-old was reported missing in May, and his remains were found nearly 2 months later in the Elk River landfill. So Bailey Hurley is live at the Anoka County Courthouse right now, where Jordan Collins just went before a judge today. Bailey?
Leopold, that's right. And there's some really disturbing new details in these charging documents that were filed just a bit ago. We now know that the medical examiner's office has determined that 16-year-old Manny Collins likely was decapitated. Again, his father, Jordan Collins Sr., now charged with second-degree murder for Manny's death.
Did y'all miss that?
Leopold, that's right. And there's some really disturbing new details in these charging documents that were filed just a bit ago. We now know that the medical examiner's office has determined that 16-year-old Manny Collins likely was decapitated. Again, his father, Jordan Collins Sr., now charged with second-degree murder for Manny's death. A judge handing down a $3 million bail this morning. Prosecutors saying that Collins poses an incredible threat to public safety and is also a flight risk. According to these new court documents, a week after Manny was reported missing in early May, the search warrant was executed at Collins' apartment in Columbia Heights, as that was the last known place that Manny was seen alive. Investigators writing that they found blood-stained items in garbage bags, several hunting and butcher knives, as well as part of a mattress and an area of carpet under that mattress that were cut out. All of that found in Collins' apartment there in Columbia Heights. You remember that investigators found Manny's body at the Elk River landfill on June 28th, more than a month after he went missing. Police then arresting his dad 8 days later. Court documents saying that Collins told investigators multiple versions of the last.
Bubbly Beth, it's a very, very unlikely to find someone in a landfill, but these detectives, these FBI, they were non-stop, and they searched and searched and searched. This and Quentin Simon's case is probably the best 2 landfill searches I've ever seen.
Time that he saw Manny, but say Collins did admit to cutting that mattress and carpet, but said it was because his blood got on them.
Oh, yeah.
A handful of
Sick
family
bastard.
and friends of Manny Collins were all here at the courthouse this morning. They were shaking their heads throughout this entire court hearing this morning, telling us outside of the courthouse that Manny was one of the sweetest young boys you'd ever meet. We know that his dad will be back in court again in early August. We'll keep you updated as that all unfolds. Leopold.
Okay. Bailey Hurley, thank you.
4 weeks out.
Well, he will have certainly a lot of time between then and now, and eternity, to think this out, because I hope the bastard never gets out. What I think this boils down to is Manny's father was a different religion than him and his mom. There is a GoFundMe that's out, by the way. Hold on 1 second. There has been $24,065 raised out of a $26,000 goal to support Ashley Berry's search for Manny. And, now there's going to be funerals and all that. Just a good kid. He really was just a good little kid. No religion allows at all. But sometimes people pervert the religion. There is no religion that allows you to kill or finds that okay. I want y'all to see the great grandmother to Jordan Manny Collins Jr. She's had suspicions about his dad prior to the arrest. She says, like I think everyone has.
In an Elk River landfill nearly 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's never the religion. It's always people that pervert their religion or whatever. We don't have any tolerance for anyone who is, being hateful to any religion.
Weeks ago, he vanished after visiting his father in early May. Police arrested 38-year-old Jordan Collins Sr. yesterday, but he has not yet been charged with a crime.
Now he has.
WCCO's Rich Chapman spoke with a family member who had suspicions all along that Collins knew more about Manny's whereabouts than he let on.
A memorial now sits outside the apartment building where Manny was last seen. He lived.
Look at there. That's what's up. They got the Tahitian treat, his berry Skittles. Yeah.
Seen. He lived there with his father, Jordan Collins Sr., who now sits in the Anoka County Jail awaiting charges connected to his son's murder.
I was glad that they arrested him because Manny needs justice. He didn't deserve that.
Manny's great-grandmother, Mary Berry, says she spoke to Collins the day her great-grandson went missing.
May the 8th, Manny's dad, Jordan Collins Sr., called me and replied that Manny was on his way to my house. Okay, so after like 3 hours passed, I called him back. I'm like, what time did he leave?
Berry says for days, Collins did not give her a straight answer.
I did not know that.
On the 12th, I called.
I did not know that. Say that again. Hold on.
Jordan Collins Sr. called me and replied that Manny was on his way to my house.
On the way to her house.
Okay, so after like 3 hours passed, I called him back. I'm like, what time did he leave?
Berry says for days, Collins did not give her a straight answer.
On the 12th, I called him.
It is.
I'm like, Jordan, where's Manny? He's like, Mary, I don't know. But my landlord is here. I'll call you right back. I never heard from him again.
Law enforcement then began an all-out search for Manny. A tip from the public about someone dumping something into a waste container outside the apartment where the teen was last seen led them to the landfill in Elk River.
I wonder if he dumped Manny in that. Did he dump Manny in the garbage in the dumpster? I wonder.
For weeks, they searched an area the size of a football field. They knew where to look because of the waste management company's ability to track exactly where containers come from and where they are dumped. Manny's remains were found about 2 weeks ago. His father's arrest giving the family hope that justice will be served.
The relief was when I heard they had him, I smiled. And I hadn't smiled in a couple of months.
With photojournalist Chris Cruz, Rich Chapman, WCCO.
Bless her heart.
The family is now waiting for answers about how Manny died. Willard's Bar in St. Paul is hosting a fundraiser for Manny's family tonight at 6. They hope the community comes out to support them.
Yes, there was a fundraiser going on for Manny, and there was a lot of people that showed up for that. Here we go. Dozens gathered to mourn Jordan Manny Collins Jr. days after remains found in landfill. We had a little family member in here the other day, bless her heart. it's really sad.
As family and friends gathered to mourn a teen tragically found in a landfill after disappearing for nearly 2 months. Uba Ali was there as Jordan Collins Jr., also known as Manny, was remembered. Uba.
Jeff, emotions were raw, the grief very hard to ignore, as few dozens of people came here to uplift Manny's mother, Ashley Berry, the same people who waited and prayed with her for the past 2 months as they looked for him, the same people that showed up to this Columbia Heights neighborhood to promise to find justice. Red and blue balloons sway in the wind.
Say his name. Say his name.
A tribute to a life lost too soon. A grieving mother finding strength in the arms of her community.
A million thank yous to everybody. Like, I wish I could send thank you cards to everybody.
For Ashley Berry, the nightmare began in May when her son, 16-year-old Jordan Dupree Collins Jr., also known as Manny, went missing from this Columbia Heights neighborhood where he lived with his father. Just days ago, his remains were found in the Elk River landfill, police confirming her worst fear.
I'm gonna miss a lot about him.
His family now facing a future without him, filled with questions.
Manny was one of God's chosen.
But it's this showing of support carrying this family through.
It means a whole lot. I didn't expect all this. It means a lot.
Shining a light in their darkest hour.
We are praying for justice for Manny. He deserves justice.
Investigators say they have a person of interest, but they're still not naming that person.
We now know, obviously, this is right before he was arrested. So we know who the suspect or the person of interest was. We kind of always know who it was. It's always been kind of an open secret that it was Manny's father.
Back here in Columbia Heights, the family uplifted in nothing but love and support for Ashley Berry.
Yeah, good to know there's so many people supporting that family. Thank you.
It is cake batter, cookie dough, covered.
So there we go. Here's this. This was very interesting. Give me 2 seconds if it'll play. Don't know what this ad is. Maybe. I'm gonna play. You can't skip it. I don't know. Hopefully this is it.
Following breaking news on CBS News Minnesota, I'm Frank Vassalero. We are just learning of an arrest tied to the death of a Metro teenager who was missing for nearly 2 months. Police say Manny Collins' father, Jordan.
Is this a bruise? Is this a bruise? He's such a coward. He's such a coward. His brother says he's been hanging out with the wrong people for quite some time. So she's like, he's always broke.
Collins was arrested today in connection with his son's death. He is currently in the Anoka County Jail being held on suspicion of second-degree murder. 16-year-old Manny vanished while visiting his father in Columbia Heights on May 8th. His remains were found in an Elk River landfill just over a week ago. We'll, of course, keep an eye on this and have the very latest for you here on CBS News Minnesota, our website, and on our 10 p.m. newscast.
Look how handsome little Manny was here. Oh, such a good kid, man. Why would somebody do this? Look at him there. Good kid. Yeah, it's a bruise. Hopefully they knock the shit out of him. Then the dad for doing this to his son. Wonder if that was a bruise. Just a handsome little guy. Just starting his life. Yes, just starting his life. So there's that. was this one? Yeah. Several blood-stained knives from a bedroom closet. What's this? Hold on. Al Aman Community Center. What the hell's that? Hold on. This tells a lot more.
Revealed that blood matched that of the missing 16-year-old. That's when police say the boy's father stopped communicating with investigators. The break in this case is when video evidence led investigators to a landfill after Manny Collins' remains were ultimately found by specialized crews who spent weeks searching that landfill in Lakeview. When the boy's father was arrested Monday at the Al Aman Community Center in Minnetonka, police recovered more knives.
So this is where they arrested him, Al Aman Community Center. That might be like a religious community center, perhaps.
The Collins told investigators they were used for butchering
for worship and education. Yeah, okay.
Goats and sheep. Results of the autopsy showed evidence of.
You said they were. Okay.
Of decapitation, and the manner of death was a homicide. If convicted, Jordan Collins Sr. could face up to 40 years in prison, and this morning prosecutors filed a motion that they intend to seek aggravated sentencing, citing factors that include particular cruelty of the crime, his position of authority, and Collins' significant relationship to that victim. Collins, by the way, is still being held in the Anoka County Jail. His bail set at $3 million. Tom, prosecutors cite some evidence that he was found with a large amount of cash with plans to leave the state. His next court appearance, August 4th. Back to you.
Oh, wow. I wonder how he got all those money. Because his brother said he was always broke. Very interesting. Very interesting. Guys, we're going to keep up to date on all of this. There is a okay, here is the thing about I did not know about this. This is the update on I'm telling about the death of it, Manny.
All right, good morning. My name is Tierney Peters, and I'm the Community Relations Coordinator with the Anoka County Sheriff's Office. Today, law enforcement will be providing updates in the investigation into the disappearance of Jordan Collins Jr., commonly known by his nickname of Manny. Speaking today is Columbia Heights Police Chief Matt Marca, Anoka County Sheriff Brad Wise. They are also joined by BCA Assistant Special Agent in Charge, Colleen Myrie, and FBI Special Agent in Charge, Alvin Winston Sr. Please note, while the investigation updates will be shared, the ongoing nature of the investigation may prevent some details from being shared at this time. With that.
All right, thank you for being here. Manny Collins, age 16 of Columbia Heights, Minnesota, was last seen on May 8th, 2025, and reported missing on May 12th, 2025. Since law enforcement's involvement, multiple individuals have been interviewed, evidence has been forensically analyzed, and coordinated searches have occurred. The investigation led law enforcement to search the waste management landfill in Elk River beginning on June 4th, 2025. While conducting landfill search this past weekend, a human body was located. Further DNA testing was conducted, and sadly, the body has been identified as belonging to Manny Collins. CHPD, Anoka County Sheriff's Office, BCA, and FBI, and all agencies who have assisted in the search expressed their condolences to Manny's mother, Ashley, his family, and friends. Manny's death is a gigantic loss to the community, and we stand with you during this time. The autopsy has been completed. Cause of death has not yet been determined, pending further testing. CHPD, Anoka County Sheriff's Office, BCA, and FBI are continuing to investigate Manny's death. Teams remain at the landfill searching for evidence. We all want to ensure that justice is served. Every available resource is being directed toward the lawful arrest of anyone responsible for Manny's death.
All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Brad Wise. I'm the Anoka County Sheriff. We called this press conference because obviously we no longer need the public's assistance to try to find Manny. Fortunately, he's been found. I want the public to know also that the investigation is not stagnant. I think the fact that a 4-week search of the landfill illustrates pretty clearly the tenacity of law enforcement in bringing justice. This is a complex investigation, so we're going to be guarded about some information that we do share. That said, is that we are going to continue to work until we are able to seek justice for Manny's mom, Ashley. Other important partners have been helping us along the way, not least of which is the Midwest Regional Forensic Laboratory, which has has processed the biological evidence. I will like to note, though, that we would continue to ask for the public's assistance, especially if they may know something about Manny or his habits in the last several months. But if somebody has a thought that might be helpful for investigators, the BCA resource line still exists, the 1-877-996-6222, or the BCA tip email address at bca.tips@state.mn.us. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank all the agencies that helped us with the search, not least of which is our federal and state partners who have been essential.
Yes.
The FBI flew in experts from Virginia on landfill searches that were able to help us.
I'm sorry, guys, I had to step away. Just, I don't know what if there's any religious talk, but if anyone's talking out anything disrespectful, mods, immediate. Out. Cannot talk.
Coordinate our efforts to be the most efficient we can be with the staff. Over the course of the last 4 weeks, we literally had hundreds of searchers from over 30 different agencies.
It's not about religion.
We had young people from forensic science colleges like Hamline University, to fire departments, to police departments, to sheriff's offices, all have been participating in this search. We literally combed through, at this point, almost 180,000 cubic feet of refuse, literally one rake at a time. I assure you it's a sobering experience to work in a landfill like that, only to discover someone else's child. Again, just to restate, the tenacity of law enforcement will keep moving forward from this date. We will find justice. Right now, the most important matter at this stage is that the medical examiner is conducting a review, and we're looking forward to hearing a cause of death. So, thank you.
We will open it up to any questions.
Yeah, you're
welcome. You guys to the landfill.
Yeah, that was, we were offered information that led to a video, and that video showed some evidence that would suggest the body might have made its way into a dumpster and into a garbage truck. So that's what
on you.
Is Jordan Collins Sr. still in the area? Is he cooperating with investigators?
We're still.
So we probably did throw him in the dumpster, and then he went in a garbage truck.
Talking to Jordan Collins Sr. So yes.
Is he a person of interest? Sure.
I'm going to step aside from that question for a moment. It's still all part of the ongoing investigation. But of course, the next stage for us is getting from the place now that we're at where we found the body. That's an important piece. There's lots of other forensic and medical examination that needs to be done before we take the next steps. But we're happy with the progress of the investigation, and we're going to keep moving forward until we get an arrest.
Can you all narrow down like when you found the remains, like Saturday or Sunday?
Yeah, the human body was found on Saturday afternoon, and it took some time to make the DNA verification, and that DNA verification happened yesterday.
Were all of his remains recovered?
It's important that we maintain the integrity of the investigation, so I'm going to step aside from that question if you don't mind.
Can you explain again? You talked about it as 180,000 cubic feet. I mean, it took a month. What do you do to dig? I mean, dig deep into a landfill? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, actually, the landfill operator, Waste Management, can't speak highly enough of them. They've been enormously helpful. They geofence trash that goes into their landfill. So they had a pretty clear idea of which refuse to search through. They use the term cell. So they knew that the garbage truck we were interested would have made a deposit in a specific cell. Interesting side note, that cell was 200 feet by 200 feet by 4 feet compacted. And so bigger than a football field, or something approaching a football field, only 4 feet deep of compacted trash. And it's one scoop at a time loaded in a truck and then spread out. And then we go through it with rakes. It was a hand search with a rake. That's why it was so labor intensive. Literally something approaching 10,000 hours of work has been put in so far to raking through that refuse.
Just to go into that just a little bit more, so like if you knew that this dumpster in particular is of interest, was the garbage company able to tell you that that dumpster gets put in this area of the landfill and that therefore that's where we should search?
It's more like the landfill knew where they had garbage trucks fill a cell. So they had a numbered cell, and they would sell trucks from that particular day would have all put their trash into that cell, and then they close the cell and then they move on to another cell. So they're very organized in how trash is deposited.
Yes, trash is deposited in a very organized way.
Where it came from, or anything about before it got to the landfill, like where the...
Yeah, all that would be known information. That all the trucks are geo-tracked by their employers and such. So it was all important investigative work that was done. A lot of work was done behind the scenes with the detectives. It wasn't just the landfill. The detectives, both our detectives and Columbia Heights detectives, have been very active in backtracking that stuff. Yes.
I'm a suspect. Do you have a person that you worked in Columbia Heights?
Yes.
Can you tell about when the cause of death was? He's been missing since the 8th, based on the detail of what you know a lot about where this garbage came from and when it happened. You got a video. Any idea of the timeline? The time of death, not cause?
Well, he was last known to be alive May 8th, and we can backtrack.
We don't know if they found all of his remains, but thank you, Golden Girl. I appreciate you, baby. We don't know if they found all of his remains, but it's, I'm sure that they found as much as possible.
The garbage truck to May 13th, so our time window would be in there.
And Sheriff, can you shed?
I mean, the way that I saw them when they found him, and they loaded on a gurney kind of thing. So
some more light on I mean, we've heard it, from the mother, some details, but what happened with Manny? Like, did he go to visit his father, and that's where he was last seen? What can you tell us concerning his last known movements when he was alive?
Yeah, I think I'm going to retain that information for now, if you don't mind.
Follow up on the suspects.
What's wrong with Sheila?
Questions were asked about his father, but in general, forget about his father. Is there a person of interest in this crime? I think you made that clear earlier than there was.
Yes, there is a person of interest. That's correct.
Thank you.
Just to go back to the video on Columbia, so the trash was taken from Columbia Heights. Is there a specific location, or you want to share with us?
The dumpster was in Columbia Heights, and I'll leave it at that.
We'll take one more question.
How close are we to more news, such as a possible, I know you don't announce when arrest is going to be made, but might there be more news later today? Or are we looking at significant time here?
We're in constant communication with the Anoka County Attorney's Office.
Taylor, love you, baby.
And a decision on what the next steps of the case will be a collaboration between our office, Columbia Heights PD, and the Anoka County Attorney's Office. It's too soon for me to speculate on that, but we are waiting on forensic evidence to come back, some of the processing, those sorts of things.
Is this now a murder investigation?
Thank you for 10 months.
Well, a dead body wound up in a landfill, so I guess draw your own conclusion. Yes.
And with that, we will be in contact with further information. I do have a news release to share.
All right.
So
Thank you,
very much.
everyone. Thank you for coming.
All right. Dude, what's that? Hold on. I wonder what that is. Okay. All right, guys. That's that. So what I'm going to do is we will be following this as it continues. And as things progress, we will stay on this case. Was Manny's dad an alcoholic or a drug user? I don't know, DC. I don't know. Hopefully, I'm sure we're going to find more about this as it unfolds. But yeah, guys, I will be back here in about 20 minutes. We will be covering Lily and Jack Sullivan case, continuing that. Today's topic about Lily and Jack Sullivan is Mr. Discipline Daniel. So make sure you join us for that in about 20 minutes. I will see you guys here shortly. Thank you all so much for joining me. Much love. Justice for little Manny Collins Jr. Rest in peace, Manny. And I feel so bad for his mom, Ashley. Much prayers to her. Thank you, guys. Love you all. See you guys shortly.